thing, stretching. Ah. Woo. All right, buddy. It's time for business. You know what we got to do.
Girl, sit your hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh!
What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys have had a great day today. I know that there are some that aren't having the best of days, and then there are some that are having an amazing day. Uh, as for me, I have no dog in this fight, really, but I'm feeling pretty good. I can't say that for everybody on this show. But before we get into everything, again, I want to welcome y'all to the 2-4 podcast. I'm your host, Christian. With me is my brother from another brother, Ken Dog. Say what's up to the people, Ken.
What's up, everybody? It's good to be
Eh,
back.
yeah, man. And if this is your first time ever watching this, please subscribe to us. Hit the notification bell if you do. Make sure you hit all, so this way you're always notified whenever we get on. Hit the like button, so that way we can also reach out to a lot of people, man. It affects the algorithm. Uh, yeah, man, we got a lot to cover. This was a very interesting game, or not game day, with two games that were very anticipated by I want to say everybody who likes football. Um, and the first game that I thought was gonna be pretty dang good kind of wasn't that good. The score 7-31. Eagles win this game. Uh I ain't gonna lie. This is one of those games where the score definitely says how the game went. You know, it did not go in favor of the Niners from the jump. Uh, whether you're talking about reffing or just being outplayed, outcoached, out a lot of things, man. They were just today was not their day, and this is the first time I think all season that they were ever dominated. Um, and we had some bad luck. I knocked on wood for your man Brock Purdy, man. I knocked on wood because I said, what if there was a chance that the dude would get hurt? Who's up next? There was a fourth man, and even he went down. Damn, bro. But you know what? Before I give you the floor to say everything, man, I do have to say something that I told you in a text. Y'all weren't even supposed to be here anyway, because your entire team, not just the quarterbacks, your entire team dealt with injuries throughout the whole year. The reason why I gave you guys hope to win this thing was because I felt like, damn, dude, you guys always found a way to win. All the hurdles were just that, hurdles, man. You're supposed to go over them, and that's what you guys would always do, man. Make no excuses. You didn't care about injuries. You didn't care about the unknowns. You just controlled whatever you could control, and that was your guys' effort. And more times than not, you guys would always come on top. You guys barely lost any games this season, man, and that's an amazing thing. That's an amazing accomplishment. So, with that being said, man, why don't why don't you go ahead and say what you got to say about your team and this game in general?
First and foremost, it's still bang bang, not a gang. I don't care what anybody says, man.
I'm not laughing at you. Caught me off guard.
The Eagles did not beat us. We beat ourselves.
I will say that. I will say
The
that there
Eagles
was
did
a lot of
not beat
that.
us, and 100%, if to be 100% honest, the Eagles didn't get the 49ers team that went 8-0 with Brock Purdy. They didn't get that because they got after him and they took him out the game, and that was it. Had he not gone down, I'm not one to throw a lot of excuses, but I'm just being real. Had he not gone out with that injury, and it's the same injury that we've seen Josh Allen deal with for a couple games. He can't really grip the ball, throw the ball. He still came back out and played after Josh Johnson goes down. But if he not go down, could be looking at a different game because the defense was still in the game for quite a while. They held some of the best Eagles players to under 100 yards the whole game. That's throughout them put 31 points up. But it is real unfortunate that Brock Purdy couldn't go out there and compete with his ability 100%. Because the second time he went out there, he couldn't throw the ball. He couldn't throw the ball more than 5 yards because he couldn't grip the ball to to save his life. Basically, he said he was in so much pain. So really, they could only just run the ball and try to make something happen. But they stayed in the game till the clock hit 0. Towards the end, so many defensive uh, penalties to, and that's to come though with frustration. They're trying to do everything they can to try to get an advantage over the team. The Eagles, hats off to them. They're a great football team. They're great coached. Their defense was playing out of their minds today. Um, you said it, and I agree with you. They had never played like this before this season. And they picked the right day to play like this. Um, just a lot that they lost on. They lost the fire, lost the confidence towards the end. You see the frustration with Trent Williams, Debo, everybody, the guys who have been back here, several times. So close, but yet so far. But man, you got to give it up for the 49ers. They played a hell of a season with what they had gone through. You lose 2 quarterbacks in the season. You go down to your third, you don't know what you're going to get out of him. He ends up, creating a hell of a turnaround for the season. Takes you deep to the playoffs, to the NFC Championship. Doesn't even get to play the NFC Championship at 100%. You feel for him, and such a class act from Purdy. He really felt for his guys. He felt bad. He felt so sad for all these vets, man. Debo, George, Bosa, Warner, all these guys who have worked so hard for the last few years to try to get back to this point. He's such a good teammate as a rookie. You know, he's almost like, uh, you know, a certified vet at this point, reaching it this far through, having to, go through all that. It's just tough. It's not the way I wanted to go out. I'll tell you that for sure. It's not the way any of us wanted to see. You wanted to see, you know, two, two full healthy teams go at it, and that's not what they got. You know, um, GG's to the Eagles, man. They deserve everything that they deserve everything that they got, man. They're the best team in football all season. Uh, they played a hell of a game. They're definitely well prepared for us. They schemed it right. Was able to get to Brock Purdy early, and unfortunately, he got injured. Um, but that's on that game. What I think moving forward for this 49ers team is to really buckle down and try to make a move at quarterback. We definitely need a solid veteran quarterback. Um, and I still rock with Purdy
So
as
you
your
don't want
backup. I think
you
he's.
you don't want to you don't want to try the Trey Lance thing.
I feel like we could, but in the off season, if this team is still built to win now, I say you try to go for it.
Do you
We
go
still
for
have some of
Brady?
the same guys. Either you go for Brady or you go for who's available. You know, it's something that they're gonna have to conversate. They definitely know. Lynch is gonna be in there talking to those guys. They're gonna try to come up with something. You know, but all in all, it's a great season. We weren't expected to be here.
Yeah, and I don't think you guys are overachievers or anything like that. I think you have a lot of proven guys on that team and in that staff. I
Yeah,
your guys' team is in good hands. Like that front office. I mean, if they didn't get the guys that they have on this team, you guys don't make it this far. So whenever somebody was the next man up, had they drafted or signed somebody else, it wouldn't have worked. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
because they knew exactly, not just getting the best talent available, but also getting the best fits for what they're trying to do. Defensively, offensively, all that. Um,
yeah.
I I have a little bit of a different perspective as far as like how some of the game went. Like for me, I felt like the front seven, definitely the D line itself more so than just the linebackers, but more so the D line. Uh, they I never felt the type of energy that the Eagles D line was given. Like how many times would they pan over to Bosa and he's just kind of like he don't look frustrated. He don't look like he got that. I don't know. His motor just wasn't there today. I didn't feel like it was there.
I
Um,
think.
Go ahead.
I think. I don't know. I mean, you know how it takes a little bit. Sometimes it may take a little bit for some players to really get going. Sometimes they're right in it from the start as soon as the ball first snapped. Um, I think it was one of those days that, like, I mean, watching the team all season, I watch them a lot more closely. Obviously, and there's games I see where they take a little bit, time to get started. They get a feel for the game and how it's going, and then they really start making adjustments. But having Purdy going down so early kind of just took a little bit of wind out of their sails. Maybe more pressure was added to them, and they really couldn't handle it because having to step up even more and try to make something happen. But I mean,
Well, I mean, I'm
Bosa's
looking.
always been kind of a calm player, anyways.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a time and place to keep calm,
Yeah.
and there's a time where you gotta come out with some type of sense of urgency, man. And especially when you're the main guy on that defense. Like you're supposed to be. the heart and soul of the defense. So, you can't let the guys around you start to fall apart because of an injury happening. Like you guys didn't have that stop you from winning games every time it happened throughout the regular season. You feel
Yeah.
me? So, I look at like I'm looking at the final stats, like the rushing, 148 yards. I mean, you basically call it 150. Um, that starts from the D line not doing their job. The QB hits. They only hit the quarterback twice. Got one sack from Eric Armstead. Whereas the Eagles, they were flying, bro. They were all over the place. The secondary though, I think you guys did a phenomenal job. Like you said, you held guys under a lot of what they average. Um, as a total, they were able to do 121 yards. That is impressive, especially
Yeah.
when you're talking about an offense that's so dynamic.
I
Um,
mean, they're the first in pass offense. Like
yeah,
to be able to do that is, you know, it is great. And what I said was, we needed to take away one of their things was either the rushing or the passing, and were able to contain one of their best things is their passing.
yeah,
They're a pass first offense. That's what they changed their offense in the offseason when they got AJ Brown because they knew they were gonna try to go for a pass offense.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And I
it was
mean,
only a bonus. It was only a bonus for them to have really good running back and Jalen Hurts be able to
yeah.
run the ball.
Um,
So
yeah, I think if you guys make some moves, I think the pass rush might need a bit of an upgrade.
yeah,
Just because I feel like your guys' secondary is fine.
yeah.
Like because
I
you
feel
guys
like we
weren't
need
able to.
somebody. I feel like we need somebody else to counter the other side
Yeah,
of Bosa.
yeah, because like
So somebody to be able to you know, take, because if they're like, oh, we got to worry about Bosa, but if you worry about Bosa, the other guy is going to come after you as well. So you're going to have to try to figure that out as well.
yeah, because
From
going
our
going back,
linebackers to our secondary is pretty solid right now.
yeah,
But I think we need to add a piece to that
yeah,
edge.
because like you, this is how much I'm like backing up your secondary. The fact that they weren't getting pressure on the quarterback and they were still able to maintain the numbers that they did, like that's
Yeah,
crazy. They should have been blown up because when you give a quarterback all day to throw, only bad things can happen. And that's
yeah,
exactly what he had, but he didn't like capitalize on that. Like he couldn't because the secondary was so good.
yeah,
So he had to get whatever he could get. And like you said, they're the number one passing offense, and dudes were held way below their averages. And as a team, they were able to accumulate 121 yards. That's with zero help from the defensive line. If the defensive line gave them help, it would be closer to what they were able to hold you guys to. You know,
yeah,
and that's the scary thing. The fact that you guys almost had 100 yards with basically no way to throw the ball because the O line couldn't protect, either quarterback. Like that's
yeah,
crazy. That's crazy to me. But like you can find positives in defeats, and these are the things that I'm saying. The fact that you guys are here when you guys had been counted out even by your own fans, whether they want to admit it or not. I don't remember here in Cali, okay, where there's gonna be a ton of Niner fans anywhere in Cali.
yeah,
I didn't hear not one Niner fan get on this bandwagon until Brock Purdy really showed that he ain't gonna be rattled easily and things like that. And then when Jimmy G got activated as the starter. I mean, they were all panicking because like you guys started out the season what 3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I mean, they weren't on the bandwagon until the game that he got hurt. That's when people started getting on his bandwagon, and then but you and I who really pay attention and really also are students of
We
the
kind
game,
of
we had a
we kind
feeling.
of we had an idea of what he could possibly do. We saw what he looked like,
Yeah.
in game situations. And we're like, this could either go pretty well or it could go pretty bad.
And
And it did.
it wasn't just about being able to put our finger on him. It was like the entire team
Yeah.
recognizing how resilient they are. You know what I'm saying?
And it was about that time when Purdy came into the season that a lot of our guys were coming back healthy. That was about the time a lot of our defensive players were back healthy, offensive players back healthy, you know, um, and so it just kind of,
Man,
made sense. He just
I
had to
want to
go
know
in and play
how many injuries you guys had all season because you guys had to have
a
had the
lot,
most.
a lot. Yeah, a lot.
You guys have had to
I
have the
mean,
most.
for the third time this season, Elijah Mitchell has been ruled out. He's our number 2 running back. The third time. He was down after the first game, came back when Brock Purdy came in. Okay, went out again, came back in last game against Dallas, and then was ruled out again for this game.
Yeah.
That just, I mean,
And
Debo's been out twice too.
you guys had to activate 4 quarterbacks and even get close to activating Christian McCaffrey
McCaffrey as
as the
quarterback.
quarterback.
Honestly, I would have took the chance and run the
Me
Wildcat, bro.
too. Me too,
I
bro.
would have took the chance.
You have nothing to
You could
lose.
see, he could throw it. He could throw the ball. He could throw the ball.
You had
Nothing to
nothing to
lose.
lose.
At that point, nothing to lose. Run the Wildcat. Have Debo standing right next to McCaffrey.
I mean, he either gonna pass it or he gonna run it or he gonna hand it off. Whatever.
Hand it
Just
off.
whatever. It's
Take
football.
a chance.
Take a
Take
chance. It is what it is.
And I'm
But
pretty
man,
sure they said they had a selection of plays, and I'm pretty sure the formation was a Wildcat formation. I'm pretty sure it was that type of play calling.
maybe,
Christian
but I
McCaffrey is
mean,
not gonna get under there under center. No, he's gonna stand back there and catch,
when
in the shotgun and the Wildcat.
that was the one surprising thing to me is the fact that Kyle Shanahan didn't just say screw it, let's just do all the crazy plays we can think of
Try to
and
get something.
get something going, man, because like this team is getting more and more deflated, more and more
Yeah, that's what it
frustrated,
was.
and so it's just like,
It was just going
just
downhill.
if you're
with
gonna
no
go
brakes,
down,
man. That's the problem.
if you're gonna go down swinging.
Go down swinging.
Because hey, bro, real talk. I'm gonna figure out how to do these YouTube shorts, so that way I can have this video put on here. Do you remember the Rocky movie where they had the Russian in there?
I must
Remember?
break you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So remember when he was beating on Apollo and they're like, throw in the damn towel. Stop it. Yeah, all that. That was what I was feeling for your guys, man. Like the Eagles is just beating on the Niners like they were Apollo and the Eagles were the Russian dude, just beating the brakes off dude, bro. Like it was hard to watch, and I was like, bro, Kyle, you got to do something, bro. What's up?
I'm gonna look into the camera right now. Whoever the Niner fan was that touched the Rocky Balboa statue, I hope you ever get what's coming to you. That curse is legit, man. That don't mess with that statue, man. You seen it happen.
Don't be poking the
The
bear, bro.
Patriots fan did it when the Eagles were going to play the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Guess what
Yeah.
happened to the Patriots? They lost. The Giants just did it. The Vikings did it this season. Well, look what happened to them. They both lost.
Hey, you know the internet's gonna find out. They're gonna find out everything, and they're gonna
Who
send them
did
all
that?
kinds of hate mail.
If you did that, you better come forth. You better apologize.
Hey, man. All I know is you don't want to poke the bear when you're this deep into the season with so much on the line, because only bad things can happen. And this is
This way,
and this is
bad
gonna
things
be
happened.
this is gonna be a
Bad
good
things
segue
happened.
to the next game, because we're talking about poking the bear. Well, for a good hot minute, the Cincinnati Bengals were poking the damn bear. And what have I said all season long? Until you win the championship, you are not the king of the hill. You know what I'm saying? You can't,
Yep.
just because you went to the Super Bowl, you is not the king of the hill. You are only that once you win the championship. Okay? In your conference, you have to be the last team to win the championship and be a consistently good team. Okay? Then you're the big dog. Okay? But you little puppies, little kittens of a Bengal, okay? You guys weren't ready. You over here saying, this is Burrowhead. Man, you even heard Kelsey at the end of the game, man. That game was incredible to watch. It was amazing, and I knew the whole time these guys were always like, dude, no trash talking from the Chiefs, like during the game. None. They were just, I'm gonna handle business. I'm gonna celebrate the things I need to celebrate, but as far as like chirping, I ain't doing it. But who was chirping the whole game? Most of the game,
Bengals.
Bengals.
Man, I tell you what, man, the NFL gave you the script on this one. I'll tell you, bro. I don't
Tell,
know.
tell the
I
people
don't know
why.
who you.
Tell the people why.
I don't know who gave you the script or what. I don't know if you got Roger Goodell over there on speed dial, bro, but you nailed this week, bro. I'll tell you what. First, it was, what are you gonna do if Brock Purdy goes down in this game? Knock on wood. Knock on wood. What does Brock Purdy do? He goes down in this game and not able to finish the game throwing the ball. He's like, Chiefs and Bengals game. Man, it's going to go bad for the Bengals if they keep chirping in this game. And I think it's going to come down to Chris Jones making a play. What happened? Chris Jones made a play on that last Bengals drive, and they couldn't get it done in the last seconds, and it gave Patrick Mahomes time.
What did I text you?
What did they hear? What did they hear? Play it. Play it. What did the Bengals fans hear?
Yo, when did I text you in the third quarter? Because I also said when I said, oh man, they used them so much in that third quarter. The Chiefs setting themselves up to be the last ones with the ball.
Exactly.
Damn.
And what we say, you don't give Patrick Mahomes enough time.
None. 30 seconds is 29 seconds too long.
And the Bengals doing all that chirping. The guy who caused the penalty pushed Mahomes out of bounds. Set up the field goal for no reason, man. I know you're going through it, bruh. I know you're going through it.
I feel bad
You
for
was
him, but
crying. I feel bad for you, bro, but you can't do that, man.
I mean,
You just took a team out of the game. They
he
had
made
a
it. He
chance.
made it easier, but I think
made
they
it
still would have
easier.
won. I think they still would have won.
But they had this. They still had the chance, but the chance was gone when you made that penalty. And
Cheeks is hurt because
you got the script on this one, dog.
dude,
You, bro.
could you imagine the kind of money I would have made in Vegas by saying all these things and it comes true?
Hey, I got the score right. I did say it was gonna be 23-20.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing that I got wrong, way wrong. I thought there was gonna be like no defense. These guys were playing out of their minds on defense.
And
The
then the
best,
shootout happened
the
at
best
towards the
defense,
end.
the best defense that they probably played all year. Both teams, crazy. Um,
Yeah, man, it was and it was you nailed it on that one.
oh man,
But
that
it was some that was the better game to watch. That was a better game to watch, not gonna
it
lie.
was so
That was
entertaining, bro. There
so much better.
so many great throws, so many great catches.
Oh, man, that
Just
touchdown that was caught by T. Higgins, man. I jumped up, I said, whoa. He caught that thing. He had two guys on him.
two guys on him, man.
Yeah, man.
And man, there was a couple of them, man. Patrick Mahomes had one really nice
Oh, he had
throw
that one where
where
he
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 threaded the
literally put
needle.
it right under the guy's hand, and he had to jump on that ball, and he put it right in. But oh man, perfect.
Damn, bro. Like, I mean, the Bengals probably overall had more highlight plays.
Yeah,
But you know, the things that the Chiefs accomplished, especially right at the end, is probably the more memorable. Because like all game you see how much Patrick Mahomes was hobbling
yeah.
and
It was
wincing, you
getting to
know.
him towards the end. His ankle
And
was acting up towards the
and
end.
so he never really used his legs except towards the end, right there, that last play. That was
Right
the
where he
first
needed
time.
it to be.
That's the first time he really used his legs to like
He said,
really just go.
My leg is broken. I'm gonna carry the team on my back.
And man, and dude, I know, I know. The dude that caused the penalty is really upset. Like he couldn't slow down. That's the thing. That he didn't do it intentionally.
I mean, he even hyperextended his knee on the way down. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw that, but
no,
he
yeah, I
messed
saw.
himself up pretty bad.
He was on the ground for a long time.
Yeah,
It was one of those things where it's so much speed and it's too much, you know, man to like pull back the weight and strength of him, you know. And so he couldn't help but to crash, and I'm sure that, you know, with how cold it was out there, that the ground isn't the most I don't know, grippy, I guess. It make it easier for you to really slide and all that, because that's what it looked like,
yeah,
man. It looked like he was trying to pull back, but he couldn't. And his hands being out looked more like he was trying to brace, not actually make a play.
yeah.
But dang, man, that
It's
game was
it's unfortunate.
the game was so
Yeah,
exciting, man. And now,
I mean, now you get the two best teams in the league.
yeah,
The two number ones going at it.
and it's gonna be crazy if history repeats itself. If this is gonna be a thing every 5 years, they go there and win. It'd be crazy. Um, and or just, you know, how insane is it gonna be now that you don't get to play in front of your fans?
Yep.
Well, I mean, there's gonna be fans that show out because I know they did for Philly last time, big time.
Yeah.
But uh, kind of feel like Kansas City will match that. Because like I
I
think the
mean,
reason why.
KC's been there, done that. You know,
Well, no.
they
Here's the thing: when the Eagles won, I mean, they did it against the Patriots. So you know,
yeah,
the people who are Pats fans, they're like, hey man, we've been there, done that so many times, so many times. KC, this would be their third time, right? And
yeah,
so, I mean, it's not that many times compared to what New England was doing back then. Like that was like their billionth time. And
yeah.
so, maybe the fans of the New England Patriots are like, yeah, I just chill at home, man. Like we got this. Cause I remember because there was like some YouTubers that I used to watch that were from Philly, and so they had recordings of like what it looked like in the stadium, and there was a lot of Philly fans in the stands, bro. Like a lot of them. So I mean, it might happen again because it's not like they're getting in there every year.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a good matchup.
I think it's either gonna be a really good one, kind of like the way it was with this Chiefs Bengals game, or maybe the dominance of the Eagles is too much for Kansas City, man, because the Eagles are a complete team offensively, defensively,
Yeah,
whereas you know KC is more offense and defense. So I'm not too sure who's out on this one, man. What do you got, man?
I'm kind of with you. I mean, no one's really seen a team play like the Eagles have before. They play a complete game. They play with attitude. They play, they pretty much playing with a chip on their shoulder, man. And just that enough is enough to go win it all. But then again, you can't ever count out Patrick Mahomes, man. You can't count out that team, that Chiefs team.
You think? Cause I mean I haven't looked up any of the press conference for either teams, but do you think that there might have been a chance that Patrick Mahomes tweaked his ankle a little more, and
Probably
maybe
a little
that?
bit.
Do you think that carries over to the Super Bowl, even though he gets an extra week of rest?
I mean, it just depends on how bad it's tweaked again. Uh, but I mean, the the medical staff did. I mean, they did him and the medical staff, they did a great job just preparing him for this week's game. I mean, he looked pretty confident, and it only started acting up towards the end. So, giving him an extra week to really, take care of that, it could not even play a factor in the Super Bowl.
Um, is there anything that think could prevent, I don't know, let's say the Eagles from being ready for this game? Because I mean, this is, even though as an organization they've been there before, this is a very, it's a mixed bag of young and vet,
There's a
and
lot of guys who've never been here before.
the guys that carry most of the weight are young.
Yep.
And so, do you
Devontae
think?
Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
Miles Sanders, like they have never been here before. You know, it's it's gonna be new to them. Gonna be a lot of nerves, a lot of excitement, a lot of stuff that's gonna be going on through their heads. Because I mean, not just playing the game, but then you gotta go through, media week. You gotta go through, all this stuff. Extra, they're gonna be extra preparing on this game, film, all that stuff in between practice. You know, it, it, it it's a Super Bowl, man. It's the one game that you want to get to and win. So they're gonna do everything. Each team is gonna do everything in their power to try to prepare for this game. Just how well you prepare and you go out and execute. That's how it is. The best team wins, man.
Now, uh, now let's flip it the other way. Is there anything outside of the injury, possibly to Mahomes? Is there anything that you think could prevent the Chiefs from being able to get another ring?
Their weapons on offense. The lack of, they lost Tony this game, Kadarius Tony. Um, you know, it's just having the extra weapons besides Kelsey is gonna help them. They're gonna need guys to step up because I feel like the Eagles could be able to take away Kelsey, and if they do that successfully, other guys are gonna have to step up even more. Next man guy on the roster. Whoever it may be.
Do you know of any of the receivers are expected to like possibly not be there for the Super Bowl, or is it too
I
early?
don't know if they're. I think it's too early. I think Kadarius Tony, he went out, but he wasn't like carted off, or like he wasn't like officially ruled out. They were like, he's kind of questionable. He was on the sideline. He had pads on. He just didn't have a helmet on or anything like that. Um, but I know he's been a piece for them. Added, he's good with kind of like jet sweep kind of things, and he can catch passes pretty well. So it's just it's also having Juju step up as well. You know,
Yeah, it was concerning to me in that second half. Um, the fact that like Mahomes had to keep going down the depth chart in wide receiver, and it was like, oh my
yeah,
goodness, bro, like like it's not that easy to just plug in people because like
yeah, no,
you build a chemistry throughout the season. Remember how rough it was for them in the beginning because of the
yeah,
lack of familiarity, and so
yeah.
they start losing the the guys that they had a great rapport with, and it kind of showed that like if it weren't for that early lead in that first half, like the Bengals could have been the ones up and
Yeah,
and really had the Chiefs on the ropes.
yeah.
Um,
It could have been different.
it could have been different. I mean, for Burrow, it just sucked that he another year with the terrible O line. But that's the thing that's amazing about Burrow. Like we didn't get a chance to like talk about what Cincinnati needs to do, but I think it's obvious to everybody. You just give them an O line. I think everything else is
Yeah,
pretty much
they
good.
need
You
they
could
need
add
that
a
O
little
line.
bit. You could add a little bit to their defense and the secondary because this is another year where Eli Apple does bonehead things to mess things up. Um, and it didn't help that he's the one that started the Burrowhead thing. I believe it was
Yeah.
him. So
No, I don't think it was him. I think it was somebody else.
I don't know, but I know that he didn't help. I know that
Yep.
he's decided to talk on it, man. And so it's like dude, you've been ran through a lot of teams, man. Like a lot of teams get tired of your ups and downs, and then you add this kind of crap. Like I said, bro, you don't poke the bear, especially if that bear is Patrick Mahomes, man. I wouldn't do it
Yeah.
to a lot of quarterbacks. Um, it would not end well, bro. Like dude,
Yeah,
they
for
even
sure.
made small references, like I kept saying that they should have all busted out cigars and stuff,
He
and
said, "We ain't got cigars in the back, but we're gonna find something to celebrate with."
yeah, bro. I just know, man. I just know the whole football world is looking at Cincinnati like
Bruh. You fools. You fools, man. But I mean that's the downside of talking, man.
yeah,
Really is, man.
man. You, like I think you should like talk, but know who you're talking to at the same time. You don't talk to
Yeah.
just anybody now. Like if you're gonna talk crap to the Chiefs, how about you beat them and win the chip? So this way you're like, hey, my resume is just as impressive. You can't just sun me. Um, but I'm excited for this Super Bowl. I'm hoping that it will be a good one. I'm hoping that Mahomes will heal up and his receivers will heal up and we don't get cheated. That's what I felt like happened with the Niners Eagles. We were cheated
Yeah.
because of injuries plus um it was a bad time to start allowing yourself to be demoralized over something that you've dealt with all season. I think honestly, I think it would have been a competitive game had they just not allowed themselves to get so deflated. If they just kept that,
That's why I
yeah,
said they got to themselves, man.
yeah,
I mean, the Eagles, they did their job, they put up points, but really they didn't beat us. They didn't get the best version of us.
yeah,
Like if you say if you're a conscious football fan and you look at that Niner team and you'd be like, just some don't seem right, you know? It just
it
didn't look
didn't,
right.
man, it didn't. That scuffle that Trent Williams had, that should have happened
It was
way
all
earlier in the game.
that was just all the frustration coming out, man.
But I'm just saying that
All
that
right,
should have
like you
happened in
said,
in the first
like you
quarter.
said, like you said, like you weren't trying to make jokes or anything, but that was the most fight out of the team that you've seen all game, and I
Yeah,
agree with you.
yeah.
It should have happened. Some should have happened like that earlier. Maybe the guys would have fed off of that or something.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Because like sometimes you do need to start a fight. Sometimes you need to get face to face, chest to chest on somebody, and just say I ain't gonna get punked. You know what I mean? And if
And
you,
if that happened earlier, would have showed these guys like, hey, yo, I'm willing to go down for
yeah,
y'all. So y'all better do something.
yeah, I'm
You know,
literally down to go swinging or go.
and that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
Trent
yeah,
Williams is, bro.
yeah,
He's down to brawl for y'all.
yeah.
So
Um, but
it's just on to the next one, man. On to the
on
next one.
on to the next one, man. But we're gonna definitely be keeping up with just all the news going into the Super Bowl. Um,
Yeah,
and but for now, until then, I mean, we're gonna be covering the Kings pretty heavy.
pretty heavy.
So hopefully we got a ton of good stuff to help people who are from Cali that also happen to be Kings fans. At least they could just be happy that another team of theirs
Something
is
else
doing
is,
good. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Yeah, they're having a good season. They're having a little rocky road right now, but you know,
Rocky
I feel
Road
like
sounds
they
pretty
can turn
good.
it around. That does sound good right now. I think I need some. I need
Yeah,
a I need a little bit to recover from this. Too many high emotions, man.
I
But at
need to
least I
see what
don't
kind
break
of
my TV like Cowboys fans do.
I need to see
But
what kind of
anyways,
I need to see what kind of chocolate uh Rocky Road be using, man, because
it's
it's
a
almost
different chocolate,
it's a,
right?
it's a different kind of chocolate, man. It's not like the
Okay,
regular,
so
like if you
it's
buy
a
chocolate
different.
ice cream, it's not the same.
It's not the same chocolate ice cream. It's a different chocolate ice cream. It tastes
It's
like,
almost
yeah, I don't
it's
know, man.
almost it's almost like a dark chocolate.
Yeah, it's
Almost,
not as
not quite
sweet.
there.
Not as sweet. Yeah.
And then I love the
Fun
marshmallows, man.
fact. Fun
So,
fact. Eating chocolate ice cream reduces stress and
damn.
depression. It's a fact.
So what you trying to tell me is all these Niner fans that want to kill themselves could just cure it by just eating some Rocky Road right
Yeah,
now?
man.
Damn.
It
So
was
if
a
you if
rocky
you
game. Eat
if you
some
on the
rocky
ledge,
road, man.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, I know we said that we had a special guest coming on for this one. I don't think it's gonna happen today. We'll try and reschedule that. Sorry to be such a letdown on that one. Don't want to be having empty promises, but it is what it
Yep,
is. It
it's all good.
happens. It happens, man. Life happens. Uh, if the special guest ain't got no good excuse, best believe we gonna roast him on this show because that's what we do. We roast each other. Uh, but man, dude. Before we head out, man, I gotta remind people that may be watching. If you're not subscribed, please do so. We enjoy all the love we get, man. We love talking sports, but we also love talking other stuff too. Um, but if you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. And when you hit that bell, make sure you hit all so that way you're notified every time we get on or post anything. And make sure to hit that like button. That like button helps with the algorithm so we can reach more and more people. The more times you able to see that like button go up, the more it goes out to the internet. Um, talk sports one more time, man. Let's talk Kings real quick.
Yeah,
Eh,
we got a game tomorrow. They got a game
we
tomorrow.
got a game tomorrow, man. Against the same dudes where we played the other day.
Yep,
And I'm
yep,
and I'm
yep.
frustrated. I texted you about that. I said these dudes had so many days off.
Yeah,
What the hell, man?
so many days off, and Timberwolves had played the day before.
Man, you know what would be so crazy is if we find out Minnesota is like Atlanta, a low key on the low. You know what I'm saying? Like the hot Atlanta be
Yeah,
getting to players all the time. They always say
yeah,
don't let,
man.
especially if you got young guys, don't let them go out, bro, because it's gonna be an L for you. What if Minnesota got the same thing because it's so cold out there? You know, you got to go indoors, and so you trying to entertain
Yeah,
yourself with a lot of vibrations going on and
yeah,
gyrations.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I just I
I
don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I mean, looking forward to this game. I mean, you want to see him. You We talk about it all the time, man. You want to see him get back to the team we saw early. When we had a 7 game win streak, 6 game. You want to see that same team, man. You know, um, they need to get back to playing close to a full game of basketball on both sides of the ball.
You know what I was kind of thinking to myself, bro? I was thinking the fact that they don't have Carl Anthony Towns. You know, all joking aside about him being Canadian. It might have been a good thing because of like the way they have to run their offense.
Yeah,
It's different when you have two big men clogging up the lane, being Gobert and Carl Anthony Towns at the same time, and it's a
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
slowed down pace and all that. And so if you only got one true big out there at a time, it helps keep things flowing better, especially in transition and things like that. And I think that kind of caught the Kings by surprise that how well they could keep up with the tempo and things like that. I think sometimes we seen the Kings be surprised when other teams can be just as quick and athletic as them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that just goes along the line of just you know respecting your opponent. You know,
Yeah.
you know, being able to really watch film and just being like and notice things on the fly. Like if you notice they're going to pace with you, like this is something you're gonna have to look at. You're gonna have to switch up, defensively. Um, but yeah, they need to get back to what their formula is, man. and then you get back to it quick before things
But
get out of control.
what's your key to victory? Give
Key to
me, give me,
victory?
yeah, give me a couple points that you think is going to be key that wasn't there the first time playing against the T-Wolves.
Key to victory is I feel like we're with our quickness as a team. I feel like we have the ability to close out on shooters and close in on the passing lanes. And the game we played against the Memphis Grizzlies was a good example of that because they were clogging up the lanes with their quickness and being able to get a hand on the ball, disrupt the passing, close out on shooters very quickly, and just be kind of like a menace, just be really disruptive and swarm guys,
Like the
like
Raptors were
I
when we
want
played
to
them.
exactly, exactly like that. And I know our offense can score, when we, if we don't have a tough time shooting the ball, which we had a tough night shooting the ball against Minnesota. It was tough from the 3 line. Um, we were able to get in, scoring in the paint, but we just couldn't, the three ball for us is where we create our separation in the game. Our ability to, you know, shoot the ball, go down, get a stop, and then come down with another three. That's how we create our separation with the score. Um, but I want to see him like really like dominate on defense one game. See how it goes, Just really focus on the dominance of the defense and just really let the offense flow through that, you know, because we can run the pace, and if we're shooting the ball good, then I feel like we can outscore a team if our defense is rolling. We kind of gone to, yeah, our guys are good on offense. We're gonna go score, and then we're gonna play defense like the end of the third to the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Like sometimes that don't work because the game gets away from you too early in the game.
yeah.
You know, I say you start off heavy on defense on the first quarter, maybe switch it up, go offense. If they start getting back into the game, then you go back to, you know, doing what you do on defense.
Um, yeah, I agree with you. I think they need to come out the gate um with the type of energy that they try to have in that fourth quarter to you know catch up or
Yeah.
whatever. Because I think they need to start getting back to playing with the lead again. And even though like De'Aaron was incredible in the fourth quarter against the T Wolves, uh, entering the fourth quarter, I think he only had 4 points,
Yeah.
and so
He
that's
scored 17 in the fourth quarter.
yeah. So like that's unacceptable, man. You're the best perimeter guy that we have. Uh, so we need you to go into a fourth quarter with at least, I don't know, 14, 15 points already. Be more active than what you were. I think that the team needs to get better at attacking the basket when a team does have a shot blocker, because the thing about shot blockers is they tend to have a hard time getting out of foul trouble because they swipe at everything.
Yeah.
And when they start to feel that they're getting into foul trouble, that's when usually their teammates try to come in and help and not be so dependent on him and get him out of the game. And so what that causes is you're still probably gonna get fouled, and so then you put the team in foul trouble. And so
Yeah.
when we get into that bonus, we need to take advantage of that. That's the thing that I saw that we didn't. I mean, I
Yeah,
remember
we were in the bonus a couple times, and we
and it wasn't just this
rarely
game.
drove to the basket.
It wasn't
No,
just
it
this
was
game.
other
We've
games.
had other games where we've had, I want to say, like as much as 8.5 minutes of being in the bonus, and we didn't take advantage of that. Like maybe only gone to the line once or twice. That's
You need to
crazy.
try to go to the line every time.
You don't even need to like be trying to score. Just them trying to guard you when you dribbling the ball, bro, is gonna send you to the
Yeah.
line. That the whole point of the bonus is, dude, they're doing so much stuff because they can't contain you. That like this
And
is
with how
the
quick,
penalty, bro. Like
and with how quick De'Aaron Fox is, and how quick Malik Monk is getting to the basket, and how well Harrison Barnes gets to the basket and draws fouls, like that's 3 guys. Just naming off 3 guys that are able to drive the basketball.
yeah, man, can we foul
I
some
mean, I'm
guys
not even
out?
count. I'm not even counting Demontis Sabonis, and Trey Lyles. He can get in there and he can drive the ball as well. It's like, I mean, like you need to get in there, create some contact, get these guys fouled, get cool fouls on them.
Yeah,
It,
and
it, it take advantage when the opportunity arises. You take advantage. It's the little things, man.
yeah, man, and we need to start seeing some dudes getting fouled out too, because
Yeah,
like if you're actively trying to get guys to foul out, you're probably in a good position to win the game because you're constantly getting in the bonus, you're constantly getting to the free throw line, and so you're making it hard for the other team. So let's see some dudes be in some real foul trouble. Let's see just a better effort from jump because I think this is 2 games now where we were playing from behind,
yeah,
and we can't have that, man. We need to get back to winning ways. We need to light that beam, man. Vivek is saving too much money right now on this light bill. We need him
yeah, man.
to be sweating, man, because we were doing so much winning that he had to go out and get a sponsor. Okay,
Yeah, man.
so
To pay
let's
for that beam, man, because we were lighting
yeah
it so much.
yeah, man. So let's get back to the winning ways, man. Let's get back to it. Let's light the beam again. So
Yes, sir.
are we gonna get on tomorrow, or are we gonna? I don't know what
Uh,
your schedule is. I don't mean to put you on the spot in front of everybody.
Tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah,
Game is probably out 5 o'clock.
yeah. 'Cause we could do it
Uh,
after. We could do it after. We don't have to do pre.
we could do it after.
All right. Okay, we'll go for after. So
Yeah, we do it after.
game is at 5. Probably ends close 7:30.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout. Like I said, if you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, make sure you hit all because you will for sure be notified when we get on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, we're gonna go. We're gonna head out. Thank you guys for being on with us, man. 2 times in one day.
I feel like
Time, man.
shoot the
And it's
shot.
And we
still
was on
bang, bang,
yesterday.
not a gang.
I'm coming in hot.
Bruh,
Forget the haters, man.
it's about to be 4 times in 3 days.
Man, we had a week though. We had a week, man.
Yeah.
Good
We
week.
had a
Coming
week.
in hot. Just like the fajita.
Till next
I
time.
write what I live.
Till next time, y'all.
My life in the
Be
speaker.
safe out there.
I'm nice with the flow.
Enjoy y'all's night.
Just like the demeanor.
See you guys
Feeding my
later, man.
fam. I'm feeding the meter. They got the iron while I got the steamer. I bring the fire, but you never seen her. I testify.